How to make a steam blower, part 14. To raise steam in a miniature locomotive, there is usually insufficient air passing through the fire, and you need a blower, which sits in the chimney to create the draft. Electric blowers are getting quite expensive these days, but I found two on the usual auction site that I could modify to do the job. And here they are, not exactly modern technology, but very well made. These motors cost me £9.99 and a little bit for postage. So even if they don't work, there are parts that I can use in these for other jobs. They actually look quite military, and they're light in weight, which is good for a blower, and also good if they're an aircraft part. Maybe someone out there knows what they are. If you do, please let me know. The first thing to do is to test them using my DC power supply. These are 24-volt motors. I'll start them off at 12 volts or thereabouts. This motor running at 24 volts is too fast, and the blow from the blower is excessive, and that wouldn't be good for the boiler. That's why I'm going to run these at 12 volts. I'm going to increase the voltage to 24 so you can see how powerful these are. At 24 volts this is far too powerful, probably good for its initial design, which was possibly to cool electronic equipment. Back in the good old days of thermionic valves. I have two of these, so I'm going to make two adapters so I have a pair of them. I am of course not going to use them together, but it's always good to have a spare one. I wondered what this latched collar was around the motor, and when I moved the latch I realised it was just to cover the brushes, to make brush replacement quick and easy. When I look at the brushes, they are in very good condition. Here you see the general idea. The blower sits in the top of the chimney, and I need to machine an adapter for this to happen. I'll give you a sneak preview of the first one that I finished. For the size, these motors are quite light, so I carried on the same theme, using aluminium to make the adapter. This was a very boring and tedious job. I used WD-40 as a lubricant when I was machining the aluminium. Paraffin is what you're supposed to use, but I don't have any of that. But WD-40 is very effective. Here we go then, let the machining begin. The first thing to do is to clean up the piece of bar, which is covered in masking tape, and it's really firmly stuck to the metal. It's been on there a long time. These video clips are running at an increased speed. This clip, for instance, is running at 400%. What I'm currently doing is drilling a hole in the centre. I'm making this hole so I can use a boring tool to bore a hole the diameter that I need it. I start off with a 5/16 of an inch diameter drill bit, and then I move up the sizes until the hole is big enough to allow access for the boring tool. I frequently squirt it with WD-40 to keep it lubricated. From my experience, unlike machining cast iron in the home workshop, with aluminium you can go a lot faster, but it does get quite hot. At this stage I thought I would try a 1/2 inch diameter twist drill, but this was too big and it was grabbing all the time. I ended up using a smaller twist drill, which went through okay. And now, by way of a change, I'm turning the outside diameter of the piece of aluminium. I measured the diameter of the inside of the chimney using a digital caliper, so this should be alright, or so I thought. This job is definitely boring, in more ways than one. You can actually take fairly deep cuts, but I don't want to put too much pressure on the lathe. This is my Myford ML7R. If I was using one of my bigger ones in the other workshop, I could use a larger boring tool and take much deeper cuts, and the boring could take place at a much higher speed, taking heavier cuts. I'm actually going to sell my Smart & Brown 1024 lathe, so if anybody out there wants to buy it, it's very reasonably priced. And the reason for the sale is I don't use it because most people do not have lathes of that size in their workshops. I try and keep things real. I've made videos about moving this lathe before. It's quite heavy, but a transit type flatbed with a high-ab moves it easily, and it's positioned in the workshop just inside the double doors that allow access for easy removal and installation of heavy machine tools. With the video running at this speed, very soon I obtain the diameter of the bored hole that I need. And here's the finished item sat in the top of the chimney, and guess what? It doesn't fit. That's because the combination of soot and steam oil has made the diameter of the chimney smaller than it was originally. Even though the digital caliper cut through this mess inside the chimney, the part that I've just made won't go in there. So I'm using a sharp knife to scrape the inside of the chimney to get rid of all the residue. But my adapter was still a little bit too tight for its intended application. It is not a piston and definitely does not require a piston fit. I'm scraping away a bit more of the residue in there. In this clip, as you can see, the part fits perfectly in the chimney, but I'm definitely going to reduce its size. Here you can see the arrangement. This is the bottom part of the blower's outlet. This sits on the register, and I just need to bolt it to the part that I've made. That's one down and one to go. Here I'm showing the principle on the bench. As you can see, the bottom part of the blower is a good fit, not a tight fit, but a good fit on this machine register. Just out of interest, the red stuff you can see on this casting is some sealant that must have been used in the factory to prevent the mounting bolts from working loose. And that is enough boring for one episode. More to come in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.